like poverty, slavery, things like that, still going on today. They have something to do with the rulers of this world. So not everything's going to be balanced until you know things are adjusted a little bit. Um, People know about the goat head guy, the Baphomet guy. Uh, yeah, those people have been some problems, some thorns at the side. Beelzebub. That those types of people had even influenced the scriptures as well, with their I want to say translations, but their connotations. So depending on what you receive, you can kind of see that's gonna be the first thing we're looking at. It's gonna be like lightning falling from heaven, basically the return of this being uh, to a corporal body, sort of like what returns first will be the Antichrist. It is there is a physical body for the Antichrist, if you will. So those types of things you have to look at. Um, when I say that, that's inside of the beast is the same real dude. So it's like lightning is falling from heavens. It's what's falling down uh, from the sky. But those are just battles for other days, you know. Sky folding up like a scroll, other things like that, probably will not happen in your lifetime. Just to get you at ease. So, you know how, like I said, it could get crazy, but the main general idea is the fact that do not worry about like, oh, these sinners, these sinners, these sinners, or repentance, repentance, repentance every single time you see somebody. The whole point of it is about the blood and the atonement. Is that in fact that and even just to say even in the Old Testament that the elect would be redeemed automatically. I mean, a lot of the elect don't even know have the things that I mean, but with the elect, I'm saying you're going to be redeemed automatic. That's the thing. You might not have heard that. He's like, oh, but the thing is, and even what Paul had preached again, those are those were things also put in the word on purpose. Everything that's put in the word, even it contradicts himself. Like the word itself is supposed to say, is this the test? If you're given an option, if you're given an option to do the X, Y, and Z, no matter what, it's a test to see if you know what you do. So those are those things that they look at. This is just a spoiler for the future because most people don't talk about the final judgment is really just hell and death spitting out everybody. The second death is hell and death being thrown into the lake of fire. That's the second death. So those are things like that. Yeah, but past the salvation, we also know with each other, those things treating even the least of the people with the most importance, which is weird. The least of a generation. I think not even just the homeless. I mean the servers at restaurants. I mean a lot of other people might not acknowledge they're going to be maybe the first in heaven. I see a lot of other people working in the industry, grocery industry, fast food. I mean, you could be respected in heaven depending on how well you serve down here. So that's another bonus. Again, the poor in spirit as well as the financially poor. Those are the things that in a way it rewards you in the future. Some of you will inherit the earth. It's one of those things where it's another lifetime, it's another realm, it's another glory, it's another majesty. So those are those things where you say, I guess it was all worth it. I guess I passed the test because life was the test. It was the test, and you passed. You passed because a lot of people, they never really stood a chance. They're born without certain body parts, ligaments all torn out, mental illness. I mean, they had disabilities, but they still pushed through. A guy named I think Nick. Well, there's a guy who has no arms, no legs. His name is Nick. I'm gonna go by first name, but the point is, he's an inspirational guy. I mean, people with disabilities, all those other people, are inspirational. A lot of people experience hell on earth, and this thing. They never really stood a chance. So those are those people who will have a good chance in heaven. And even again, even depending on what they didn't believe, what they did believe, there's some things where you just say, as you come in as a child, that is when you inherit the kingdom as a child. So that childlike mentality, that childlike energy, that's something that is very important. Uh, it's another thing as long as you're looking at those automatic buys. I mean, that child energy is something that is very very special. It's very very special. So it's just the kingdom mentality is just to say, uh, all thine are mine. You know what I'm saying? It's the you are mine, all thine are mine, or it's just to say that God has put you steward over the earth. It's the genesis of life. It's the genesis of all of it, and you share it with the world. You share it with each other. Your time, your love, your money. I mean, your energy. It's one of those things where you just can't help to just not. I mean, you have to just appreciate life because it's like wow. It's a beautiful thing. I keep saying it. I look this way, but there's a lot of great things that you can accomplish here, and those things are going to be important again. So just depending, you don't have to worry so much if you know you don't want to go to the kingdom of heaven. Okay, the kingdom of heaven is up here. I say the kingdom of heaven is up here. Now, heaven is probably around the kingdom of heaven. It's like there's gates. So kingdom of heaven is just like it's not hell basically, but the kingdom of heaven is different. Now, if you can get to the kingdom of heaven, that's something very very special. And I wanted to explain the difference because if you find that the rules are harsh and the laws are really tough, you have to think about that's really get to the kingdom of heaven. So heaven, I'm not saying it's going to be easy to get there. I mean, might be some people in heaven that deserve to go, somewhere else, but I'm not their judge. Thank goodness. So that grace, you're going to use that, and you're going to make it to heaven because you're going to believe in the blood of the Lamb, Jesus Christ. So those are those things that you're going to look um, at the right hand. But the kingdom, they rule at the head, so they sit at the table. The least of these is the greatest among you. The one who serves is the greatest among you. So those are those things you have to look at. I believe I showed the Gnostic Gospels up, that Gospel of Thomas, and even explaining the phrase, it might have been a little bit confused when Jesus had said in that text, he knows the Father knows that he is the son of a prostitute. Though that line was just based off of had Joshua had married Rahab. Rahab was the prostitute that he married. She had hid them away. Basically, in that is Joshua that fought the battle of Jericho. So the Joshua had married Rahab, the prostitute. That's the story that a lot of people know. So the Jews again having the sort of the secrets of the kingdom. We're going to talk about even the tree of life is a big topic. The tree of life, and that's going to even explain a lot of the events that you might read in another book of Revelation, because the Jewish scribes, they know about the tree of life, what's on the tree of life, or trees of life, the trees of life. So those are other things as well. Um, so yeah, I mean it's all gonna be revealed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean the thing about even Jacob, I had mentioned about the stone of destinies, or the tablet of destinies. Yeah, the stone of destinies is another thing that Jacob needed to really become sort of like the coronated king, because the stone of destinies, he needed to find the throne. And in the last days, Jacob will, or the Messiah will, be in the presence of the stone of destinies. This is like a throne, and then it's gonna just cry out. It's gonna just cry loud, and he's gonna wow. It's gonna just cry out. It's actual stone that's gonna cry out when the Messiah is revealed. So those are those things that I have to look at, and then yeah, it's pretty much all automatic after that. So, anyways, peace. God bless. All right, take care of each other. As again, just take care. Again, so again, don't stress yourself about do this, do that. Cause look, there's some people just automatically in a good position anyway. But the kingdom is just a different location that people try to work in. And most of them, the scribes we're looking at, did not enter in because if you hide these certain things, I mean, what would you say? You know, the kingdom is a special place. So you be in heaven, not in the kingdom. That's very possible. That's very very possible. But the kingdom, they're the best of the best are in there. I mean, even the people who think you did the least, they did some great work. So again, it's a beautiful place.